Hello everyone, this is the Kalpar. I've decided to sit down and talk with you today about my favorite, absolute favorite TV series ever. And it's a science fiction series, which you might have heard of, called Firefly. Now, if you've already seen Firefly, go watch Firefly again, because this is just going to be a waste of your time. If you haven't seen Firefly, then sit tight. Then go see Firefly, because it's on Netflix, it's on Hulu. There is no excuse to go watch that. All right. Basically, back in 2002, so 10 years ago, Joss Whedon went to Fox and came up with this sci-fi series called Firefly, and they decided to give it a shot. And basically, sometime in the far off future, uh, Earth gets used up. There are no resources. Humanity can't live on Earth anymore. So the United States and China send off a bunch of colony ships, and they go discover this solar system in somewhere out in the galaxy. It's sort of non-specific, but they establish colonies. They terraform a bunch of planets, and as a result, the central worlds, which have all of the money and all of the quote unquote civilization, all that stuff, decided to form this centralized government called the Alliance. I think officially it's called like the Sino-American Alliance, something. There's a lot of, since America and China are the main superpowers right now, he decided that in the future everyone knows Mandarin and English cause, as a result of that, and there's sort of a blending of American and Chinese culture. But anyway, so in the future, the Alliance decides all of the planets need to be under one central government, and the people who live out on the rim, out on the poor sort of backwater planets, sort of like the South, don't really want to be in this centralized government that the Alliance is trying to create. So they start a war. And so the people who are fighting against the Alliance are called the Independents, or more commonly are called the Browncoats. And one of them is Malcolm Reynolds, and he's present at the final battle of the war, Serenity Valley, and the Independents end up losing simply because the Alliance has more guns, more money, more people, more industrial output. They just sort of overwhelm the Independents with time. So, 7 years later, Malcolm Reynolds is sort of doing whatever jobs he can running a cargo ship called Serenity, a Firefly class ship, and he's just, off doing jobs just to get by with his crew, and then he gets involved in this huge, elaborate plot of mess that involves him keeping a step ahead of the Alliance. I mean, well, he's already keeping a step ahead of the Alliance, so now he has to keep two steps ahead of the Alliance. But, you get this idea. And it's this really great story. You have all of these characters like Wash, which is the reason I keep dinosaurs on my bookshelf, is just purely because of Wash. Great character. Zoe, Mal's second in command. Jane, the thug that you employ just to beat people up when you need it. Kaylee, their mechanic. Inara, their ambassador. You'll learn more about her in the series. Go watch the series, but finish this video first. And they even have a priest on board, and it's just this excellent sort of combination of characters that works so well. Now, it only had a season. Well, to be perfectly honest, it had half of a season. And so you're probably wondering, but Kalpar, if it's such a good series, why did it only have half of a season? Well, it was a Joss Whedon series, it had science fiction, and it was on Fox. Firefly really is one of the sort of codifiers of a TV show being screwed by the network. Fox, for whatever reason, they didn't really promote Firefly. They put it in the Friday night death slot. They showed the episodes out of order. There's actually an example. The Joss Whedon and the cast made this 2 hour long pilot because he tried making a 1 hour pilot, and his universe was just so complex and so detailed that they needed a 2-hour pilot just to introduce everything. And Fox said, "That's nice, but we need a 1-hour episode, and we need by next week." So, in the space of a weekend, they created the next episode of the TV show called The Train Job, and they just had to do that out. And it's still a good episode, despite having to be produced in basically a weekend. So it's really that's just an example of how great this series is, despite Fox messing with them. And I read, I think it was TV Tropes, that they also were up against the 2012 Olympics in Salt Lake City. So the show had so much bad luck, and management sort of mistreated the show that it just sort of died, and it was really sad. But it gained, I mean, there was a significant following while the show was on the air, and it came out on DVD, and there was a significant cult following afterwards. And it was really great because in 2005 we got a movie called Serenity, which sort of wrapped up the whole series, and that's also on Netflix. So watch Firefly, the whole thing first, then watch Serenity. It's just this great series, and people get really excited about it. I mean, I am a huge fan. I am a brown coat. That's what they called the independents in the show, and we, the fans of the show, call ourselves brown coats. I mean, I got the DVD series right here. I got the whole thing. All my DVDs are in cases except for Firefly. It's in the boxes still. I got this big folder of DVDs. All my movies are in there. Firefly's in the boxes. I got the Big Damn movie. I got Serenity right here. This is also in the case. I got the comic books. I got the necessary comic book. I got the sort of okay comic books. And then I got the crappy comic book. But I got it because it's Firefly. I have to have it. I got my official Serenity Valley t-shirt. I got that at a convention. It's probably not even official, but I got it. I had a friend sew the independent patch on my brown coat. I got a brown coat, and then I had my friend sew the independent patch on the sleeve. I don't even know what these are. These are like trading cards that Sharon got me, but you can't, it's not like Pokemon or Magic where you can play them with other people. It's just cards with stuff about the show on them. Sharon got them for me. Thanks, Sharon, but I don't even know what you use these for, but I got them. I got a friend that gave them for me. So it's, people get really excited about this show. It's quotable. The characters are great. It's a fun show, and it's a real shame that it got canceled. But, at the same time, and I'm going to go sort of heretical at this point, it's probably for the best that the show got canceled when it did. I mean, there probably could have been another good 2 or 3 seasons out of Firefly, but I'm willing to admit that the show probably would have jumped the shark if it went beyond that. And that's just really a rule of TV anywhere. Any TV show, after a while, just starts going downhill, and they run out of ideas. They keep rehashing the old ones. They bring in random stuff. Oh no, the space monkeys from space with the monkeys. And Janine, I love you really. Anyway, it's So I'm thankful for the Firefly we have, and based on some of the worst stories that they made in the comics, I'm kind of glad we didn't get to that point in Firefly where we got spin-offs and bad stuff, bad sort of half thought out stories going on. But really, it's just this great series. If you're not a fan already, you need to go. If you sit down, watch the pilot of Firefly, the 2-hour pilot, if you come out afterwards saying, I want to see more of this, then you're a fan. If you come out after the 2 hours and saying, that was terrible, I don't want to see more of this, you're a terrible person, and you need to go watch it again. So anyway, that's me sort of gushing about Firefly. Sorry, this was sort of a last minute post. I wanted to do something for October, and I figured this would be easy to talk about. Next month, I'm going to be giving sort of an update on what's going on with the blog because I have a couple of special book things going on. And thanks for watching. As always, you've got more of my wonderful writings at Kalpar's Arsenal. Go look at the blog. And Carvin finally finished his Medieval 2 Total War playthrough. I believe he is working on a Crusaders Kings 2 Let's Play, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to support the blog.